Hi, it's Joe Fay again. Welcome back for Module 2 of the course. This week we're going to be talking about board structure. In week 1 we talked about board responsibility and the critical role that a board plays in an organization's success. In week 2 we will first test you by having a quiz that asks you to tell us about the responsibilities of a board. If you haven't purchased it already, please make sure you buy the answer book. The answers to the quiz are right in there, and it's pretty straightforward, but it's really important that you understand what a board is and isn't and can and can't do and should and shouldn't do. Because boards work with executive directors and staffs have their own set of responsibilities. Boards have their own set of responsibilities, and it's critical to the successful partnership between a board and an executive director that each understand where their territory lies. In week 2, we're going to be looking at structures of boards. Boards, of course, have presidents, perhaps a president in waiting or a vice president, treasurer, secretary, other positions related to the function of the organization, whether that be a professional advisor, a program committee, a fundraising committee. You may have people who have responsibilities for legal. If you, by chance, have a lawyer on your board, you certainly will need legal counsel in some fashion, and getting a lawyer on the board is always a good idea. You may also have someone who is a money manager who can help you with not just accounting but also finance. Boards and institutions and organizations have financial responsibilities, of course. There are also, though, beyond the board, adjunct entities that can help the board do its work. So, for example, if you're a scientific organization, you might have a scientific advisory board. If you're working in an area of program work that that needs expertise beyond the scope of the staff or the board, you might create an adjunct program advisory board made up of experts in the area. You might have a fundraising committee separate from the board that takes responsibility for a specific fundraising activity. You might have an honorary board where members of the community that don't want to commit themselves fully to the fiduciary responsibilities of board membership can still help by being a member of an honorary board that supports the board, for example, through fundraising or outreach or visibility. So lots of different elements of not only a board's own structure, but also the adjacent entities that can support the board structure. So again, in week 2, we will be through a quiz reviewing our learning in week 1. We will be looking at board structure. We will also ask you, or I will ask you, to take a look at organizations with which you are aligned to see if any of them might be suitable for our collective investigation. One of our colleagues has already suggested such an organization, but I'd like to hear from others as well. If you have an organization that you know well, who would allow us access to their 990, their charter documents, their board meeting minutes for the last year, that's the kind of detail that we need in order to offer an organization that we help, which I think we'd be doing, look at its practices versus best practices for board and management and governance. So good luck in week 2. I look forward to your comments in the discussion. And if you have specific questions, of course, always feel free to direct those to me. Thanks. Bye.